Good morning and welcome to part 3 of my little 3-part mini video series. Now in part 1 I tried to portray what I thought was wrong with the current economical system, the current financial system that we have. In part 2 we dug into it in a little bit more depth, and now finally here in part 3 we're going to look at some of the solutions, some of the things that we can do to change things. Okay, so I hope that I have made it apparent that we are currently enslaved by the financial system or by the economic system. And that even if you are, like Bob, successful, you're doing well corporately, you have a good job, you're providing for your family, you still, after all of this, are enslaved. Despite the fact that society is measuring you and saying you're doing well, despite the fact that we are hoping that our children would aspire to do as well as Bob has done, it is still a situation where you are enslaved, you have to work, and you don't have freedom. Now, if I have made it apparent that there's a problem with the system, okay, and I really hope that I have in part 1 and part 2, what are we going to do to change it? And how do we change it? Now, first of all, it's not our fault. We were born into the system. It's not something that happened overnight. It has taken many, many years. If there were a little bit of blame to be assigned, it probably would be that we have allowed the system to get worse. We have gone along with it. And to a great extent, we have had no alternatives. So it's clear that the system must change. But what? How are we going to change it? Okay, up until now, we have had no solutions. There have been no alternatives. And now, all of a sudden, there is. And that solution is cryptocurrency. Now, there's no way that the system is going to change overnight. And it is going to take many years, just as it took many years to get the system to the point that it is now. But everyone that gets involved in cryptocurrency, everyone that buys cryptocurrency, gets involved, starts to use it, starts to support, and starts to enable an alternative. And this change may not be apparent in our lifetime, but in our children's lifetime, it will be apparent. In their children's lifetime, it will be more apparent. And at some stage, if we start with this little, seemingly small thing, we may, as a society, as a whole, unenslave us from the current financial and economic system by looking at the alternative, which is cryptocurrency. Okay, so that concludes the 3rd video. And I hope that when I'm asked the question and when I tell people, get involved with cryptocurrency because it's an alternative that's going to set us free, and people say, free from what? Hopefully, in this series, in these 3 short videos, I have cast even a little bit of light on what it is that we need to be free from. That's it from me.